Coming up on the next Melrose Scoop, artistry and poetry like you've never seen it before at our own Ell Pond. Hi everyone, welcome to another thrilling, exciting, amazing edition of the Melrose Scoop. Bill Butler here. We're here at Ell Pond in Melrose with two very special women, artists with a very exciting, unique event coming this weekend. Adria Arch and Jessie Brown, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're very welcome. We're really happy to be here in Melrose.
Welcome to Melrose, yes.
This is great. This is the ideal setting for the kind of thing we've been trying to do. We're so happy to have the space at the gazebo.
No, it's a great spot for it. And so tell us about Groundswell.
Well, I can just jump in to say that this is something that we call walking poetry. And Jessie and I, Jessie's a poet and I'm a visual artist, we started working together about 5 years ago when I thought that it would really be interesting to take the humble lawn sign and put art on it instead of advertising or political slogans. You know, because at that time we saw them a lot, nowhere near the amount of what we see now, but it seemed like a kind of fun thing to do, to flip it. And I loved Jessie's poetry and always enjoyed that he used the natural world as a metaphor for human experience. And so it just seemed like a real natural. So we did a first one and it was really received well. And I love the idea of taking a poem and making each placard feature one line of poetry so that you literally walk by the poem and read it as you walk, which is a physical as well as a mental experience. And then on the other side, I've not illustrated the poem, but tried to give something visual that might relate to the poem. So it's a two-side experience. On one side you read it, and the other side on the way back you see something visual that reminds you of something about the poem.
That's great, that's great. And Jessie, what has inspired these poems?
These are all about actual experiences of the outdoors. And what we did is we drew together some of the things that we thought people might identify with, because we both love the natural world. We actually met walking dogs at a park in Arlington. And what happens when you put the poetry outside is that it draws people together. So we hope that this is what's going to happen in Melrose. These are pieces that are about being grateful for being in a safe place, being awed by the beauty around you, missing the leaves of the trees as they fall. And when people come out and see these poems, they get a chance to talk about them together. I mean, come this way. It's different from looking at it on a page. You'll see people walking up and they'll say, listen, wait, what is this about? Thanks, looking, your whole pulse. Then there are these things on the back after the people have seen the lines of the poem about the birds. There's another one that people can walk through and you'll see on the front side. I don't know if you have time.
Sure.
This is where we notice things together. And you could get a kid coming up and saying, Mama, what is this? And we've seen this at some other exhibits. And the parent saying, blue sky, blades of Timothy, cold sweet clover. Look, here's the clover. You know, and teaching kids to read from the poems. Then again, there are all these images that Adria has put on the back. So this one about missing the trees has the trees appearing and disappearing. And we love to hear people talk about it as they walk through. Hey, is it changing seasons? Is it growing? Is it dying? So our hope is that this is a community piece.
Absolutely, and you have some real interactive components with this, with the people that see it and can interact with you on maybe another effort, correct?
Exactly. Well, Jessie's going to run, actually tomorrow, she's going to be here in the morning to interview people, say, you know, what do you think about? What do you smell? What do you feel when you're here at Ell Pond? help us make another poem that's very site specific. In other words, one that really refers to Ell Pond, to being here. So we really want Melrose residents to come and tell us, what do you love about this wonderful place? And then we'll craft another poem especially for this area that will have artwork on the back and the poetry featured in the front. And then another one, a free online event that Jessie will be running, that will help people to come together and create a poetry poem all together that will be done in the same way.
That's great. And what's that online destination?
So there are two events. The workshop is going to be online, and both these events are intergenerational. We want to encourage kids, we want to encourage parents, we want to encourage families, we want to encourage people who are members of the Ell Pond Council, who have been doing cleanup here, to come and share their experiences. And on the Zoom workshop, we'll be writing together. So you could call out a line, I could call out a line, somebody else could call out a line, somebody else could add a color, somebody else could add an image. And that poem will be entirely written by the people who attend the workshop. And it's on Zoom, so anybody can come of any age. That's October 19th. Yeah, in the evening. It's a free workshop on Zoom. What we're hoping will happen tomorrow is that people will come down from the window walk, the window art walk, or they'll hang out after the Ell Pond cleanup and we can interview them, you know, with the notebook here. What do you hear when you come to this park? When somebody says Ell Pond to you, what does it make you remember? What do you miss when you can't go outside there? What do you see here that you don't see anyplace else? What would you like to share with somebody else about what you love about this place? Those are the kinds of comments that we're going to use to make up the next poem in this series. So I'm happy to get people's feedback tomorrow. Come down and tell me what you love about Ell Pond.
Great.
And we'll put together another poem.
Excellent. And if somebody can't make it, is there an email address where they could contact you?
Absolutely.
walkingpoems@gmail.com.
walkingpoems@gmail.com
Yes.
is the email address, and the website is Walking Poetry. Facebook, Walking Poetry.
It's on a Facebook page,
Yeah.
so Walking Poetry.
Walking Poetry, Groundswell at
Facebook.
Ell Pond, or something like that.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much. This is exciting.
very welcome.
Let us know. Keep us posted on how it is, and maybe we can do another one for the Ell Pond.
Yes, that would
Person.
be great. I think we should definitely do that.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Bill.
Everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.